Ladies and gentlemen, you're back to another crypto show that is not really a show, but is still talking about the madness we like to call crypto. And today I've got an interesting story on you because they're running a bit wild with obviously us seeing a massive, I'd say very interesting crypto dump yesterday. Massive along the lines of liquidations, not really in terms of numbers. I mean, if we're taking a look at some of the crypto prices now, Bitcoin is down a little bit, but it's even up today at like 0.6%. And so are a lot of these cryptos if we let it refresh. I don't think they're actually as much down anymore. Here you can see most of them are just kind of like neutral now. And even if we extrapolate through like a weekly perspective, it's really not that bad. We really haven't seen that much of a move. It was just a shocker to have in such a short time span. Having said that, and I really want to keep reminding you guys of this one very specific thing. One of the main reasons that I can stay so incredibly bullish is not because of all these little protein bars and things. No. It's mostly just because of observing all the numbers. It's not really too much of a trick. There's really not too much craziness behind it. It's just looking at the raw numbers, seeing what the massive institutions are doing, and hopefully just copying them. It sounds too simple, perhaps, but that's because it is. Now, taking a look, what we've got here is on the total left, we've got BlackRock's daily inflow, or I guess flow, because this could also be negative, of their Bitcoin ETFs. So yesterday, 170 mil. The day before, 350, 155, 274. And so if we just look at like this week since it started the month, this is roughly $930 or so million worth of inflows for just BlackRock. Look at it a little bit further and things get pretty crazy because, again, if you start counting up all these, it's more like 1.5, perhaps a little bit more than that, billion dollars worth of inflows just this week. And if you start to kind of extrapolate that and think, wow, if just BlackRock got themselves $1 billion worth of Bitcoin in just this week, how much will that be in years from now? And do you think these guys are buying it for like a quick little flip? I don't think so. And so when you get scared of what if this is the big dip where crypto crashes and never recovers, I always referred back by saying, well, then all these institutions were wrong too. And I don't think BlackRock and the guys that are buying all this are playing, first of all, a short-term game. I think they all see the potential in the asset with 21 million in total. And once more, I'm not even trying to tell you that it's only Bitcoin. But if we can think of a bull thesis for Bitcoin, your altcoins will have crazy performance. So you always study Bitcoin and reap the results on the rest of the coins. Unless you are willing to sit there and open massive trades, the majority of the gains of the average crypto holder will be made with altcoins. But right now, what we are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the lowest interest phases in crypto. Like, for example, this little drop, the amount of fear that it brought onto the people is just absolutely massive, even though the institutions are buying so much. And we all know the predictions. Here's Anthony Scaramucci putting a prediction at 700,000. We all know the expected value of Bitcoin is in the hundreds of thousands over the next, let's call it, few years. We all know that the importance will only keep increasing as well. Quote, Bitcoin will become the shadow central bank as the fiat system fails, predicts former Goldman Sachs analyst. And here's actually our biased man, the founder of BitMEX, one of the most popular crypto exchanges, and Ethena, very interesting coin. Arthur Hayes says it's time to go long on Bitcoin right now, which is also kind of funny for him to say. And I guess he has a good bull thesis because China actually is in a really cool spot where I think Bybit now is allowing Chinese users, and all of a sudden some exchanges are letting some words of it go. And so a lot of Chinese meme coins are doing really well. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten the biggest of positions in it, but perhaps, who knows how this story develops. And perhaps it's going to be another crazy push for I guess everything as China gets more and more clearance to do all this. Could definitely be. Now, again, right now, I'd say the majority of people I've spoken to have said this is probably just a quick shakeup before the gains continue. A couple of very famous guys over on Twitter are not agreeing with that, though. They're saying, no, this is where we really break Make sure you're set for 64. Make sure you're set for 50. Make sure you're set for even lower than 44. And I wanted to quickly show you guys this meme for a second because this is too real for me. I'm not sure if this is also that way for you guys, but when I'm spending $100 on anything, right? T-shirt, groceries, you name it. I'm like, damn, damn, things have gotten expensive. I'm looking at it thinking, oh, that's got to go back. I'm not taking that. I'm not buying that. But then I might just waste a couple $1,000s on like a shitty meme coin that some guy in his basement made. And if I lose it all, oh, hiccups. Similarly, man, $100 worth of groceries, it feels so different than paying like $100 for gas fees on Ethereum. But besides that, Ansem also said prices went up 10 times since the bear market, and crypto Twitter vibes went up like 1%. Never seen this before, to be honest. And then crypto god John also had to say, Google and YouTube analytics for crypto are also at bear market lows. And it's really interesting to me how the market moved up so much, but when I look at the YouTube comments, etc., there were a few months of excitement when Bitcoin was really doing its crazy rally towards an all-time high, etc. But afterwards, people were really not excited no more. And if I look at the likes on the videos now, if I look at the excitement in the comment section, it's not really there. And I think for the most part, that's because right now, not as many people are making crazy money as it's not an altcoin season of sorts. I've stated before what I think is bullish. Right now, it's really memes for the most part. That's like what's doing the best. But that's almost it. Like most of the projects have kind of failed the last couple of weeks. And if people are not making crazy money off of crazy things, the excitement is also not there. So I beg of you again, even though I'm not your advisor, understand that we're all pretty much in the same boat. The gains will probably get way crazier in a little bit of time. And yes, it sucks waiting for that. Yes, I'd prefer if today we just shot up with a crazy moon rocket or we fell down to the freaking ground. But honestly, my bias is now shifted. Whereas before, and I've told you this 1,000 times, I was always really happy for just destruction of the markets, so I could buy in cheaper, right? I'm kind of indifferent now, but mostly biased towards the upside, where it's like I'm kind of done with buying dips of dips of dips. I've got my fair share of dips, and now that the institutions have joined the game, I kind of want to see us get this party started. The only problem I have with that thesis, again, is that I'm a little bit afraid we're going to go so hard the moment that it pops off that I'll always regret not going even crazier. And especially because if you know my friends, and I've shown a couple of them to you by now, you know that seeing them have the courage and the balls to put $40 million trades open at a time, it's kind of, I guess, to me, it's very motivational in the sense that, wow, you really are that convinced of something, you're willing to put that much money on the line. And it's similar to Roaring Kitty. If you guys saw that yesterday, him putting what, 180 mil or something on a position, on two positions. It's interesting because I've not dared to do anything crazy like that yet. Because just being invested in crypto is different than opening a position, like a long position. I find spot, disregard all that. I'm talking about going to Bybit, locking in yourself $34 million Bitcoin long and being able to sleep like anywhere within the next like few years. Oil on that GME, what a crazy dude. Anyway, and when I look at that, I sometimes think, man, maybe because I am so convinced myself this crypto stuff will pop off, maybe I should really just put everything on everything. But then I always think, what if it goes slightly lower? So at which point should I go everything of everything? And where is what number justifiable? Because at 57,000 or so, I went pretty hard. I told you guys about that. But I guess it's also kind of human that even though I'm so convinced it's going to turn back around, I was still kind of shitting my pants a little bit. Because at that point, seeing the price go down a little bit, you're not talking about your portfolio going down a little bit. You're talking about your position now losing potentially millions of dollars by the hour. It kind of sucks. Anyway, I am kind of locked in now. I've told you before, I've been buying so much on the spot. I've got some positions open, sure, but I've mostly just been buying like a maniac. I've set a lot of altcoins up for success. I've been dabbling in a couple of memes here and there. I bought one which is like 𝗕𝗘'𝘀 coin, Andrew Tate's coin. Did pretty well. Cannot recommend because I don't know what's going to happen, but it did pretty well. And it's been like crazy celebrity coins left, right. Hulk Hogan went for a little crypto rug pull a few days ago as far as I've seen. And right now it seems to be just memes in the real interest phase. I think still though, AI, RWA, all my usual sectors will still pop off. Just give it a little bit of time though. And let me know down below which coin you'd like me to talk about next. I've got a couple of interesting videos I'd like to make. And I think it's also time I put up a couple of different videos, like more warnings, how to protect yourself, how to do crypto wallets better, etc., etc. And I've recorded like a whole series of like 40 videos that I've never posted. Might do something with that on Patreon actually, because people have been asking for that. Anyway, cool stuff's coming along. Make sure you press that like button if you enjoyed it. That's about it.